So earlier today, Madden ended up releasing the gameplay deep dive on their YouTube channel. So in this video, I'm going to be going over literally every single thing that they covered in the deep dive. Now, it is going to be playing in the background because there's really nothing else to put in the background. But yeah, that's going to be in the background. Also, another thing that I wanted to point out is I'm not going to play the audio from the gameplay trailer because that's why I'm here. I'm here to basically break it down. So number one, we have a bunch of different key points that they went over and a bunch of things that go into the key points. So we have physics-based tackling, we have reloaded hit stick, ball carrier balance system, pass blocking updates, caching control, ball carrier revamp, signature authenticity, playbook updates, defensive switch stick, and new kickoff rules. So there's a bunch of things that we need to go over. So let's start from the top of the list that I made myself, which took me like 30 minutes to do. So would mean a lot if you guys can like the video. But first, we have physics-based tackling. So we have pre-impact, impact, and post-impact. That's kind of what they went over for the physics-based tackling. It says there's an all-new tackling system, improved ball carrier balance logic, and reloaded timing-based hit sticks. So now, if you're kind of late on doing the hit stick on a ball carrier, you might not land the hit stick as well as you would in previous years. And also another thing about the all-new tackling system is it really takes into account how big the running back is, their attributes, and also how big the person is that's hit sticking the running back, or maybe the wide receiver, for example. So let's say you have Roquan Smith hit sticking freaking Jerick McKinnon. Roquan Smith is going to be able to land a pretty good hit stick, but if it's Roquan Smith versus Nick Chubb, it's not going to go as well just because of the attributes and also the weight, the height. It all has to do with that. Then the next key point that they went over on the deep dive was a reloaded hit stick. So that's kind of what I just went over. So it's skill based, timing, and angle of approach. Another thing that added was angle of approach. So it basically means if you're hitting a ball carrier right up the middle of their chest, for example, like straight on hit impact, like that's going to be a good hit stick. But if you're kind of on the side of them, and it's really not going to be that good of a hit stick just because you're hitting the side of the ball carrier instead of going straight at him. So it all depends on the angle of approach that you take with hit sticking the ball carrier, and all that will determine how good of a hit stick it's going to be. Or maybe he breaks a tackle, for example. Then the next key point that they went over is the ball carrier balance system. So it says physics driven broken tackles, physics driven stumbles, and balance and recovery. This all has to do with the new tackling system that they implemented and also a new reloaded hit stick. So combining all that together, you are going to get much better physics driven broken tackles and stumbles. So let's say the defender doesn't really hit that good of a hit stick on the ball carrier. He's going to maybe stumble a little bit, but he's not going to fully fall down onto the floor. He's going to stumble, he's going to get right back up, and he's going to keep on running. Or maybe he just shrugs it off. All that has to do with the balance and recovery system for the ball carrier balance system that they added into Madden 25. Now, before we get into the other stuff of the video, honestly, looking at the trailers that they've added, which they've done two trailers already, the gameplay deep dive thing and then the other one, I like the gameplay. I really do like the gameplay from the seams of it. It seems a lot better than Madden 24, so that's a good thing. Then the next thing that they went over is pass blocking updates. Now, they say this every year, and every single year pass blocking is pretty much always the same. It's always really bad, but in Madden 25, they have 8 different adjustments. They have block, targeting, play art, and hot defender icon, which from the seams of it, it seems like if they have a fire symbol above their head, above the head of the defenders, 8 different adjustments. Before, there was only a couple adjustments that you could make on the old line. Now you have 8 even more different ones, so that's pretty cool. Just gives more variety when it comes to being able to pass block correctly, and maybe shifting the line towards one player to kind of block them, maybe double teaming them, and etc. We already have that in previous games, but you guys kind of understand what I'm trying to say. Then we have catching control, which is this is one of my favorite parts of the new Madden 25 game. Is you have more catch point control, more catch variety, and combine catch types together. So this is really sick because I think you can press a certain button and you could kind of trigger a one-handed catch. Before, there was really no button that you could pick to control a one-handed catch. It was super random and it was super rare. But now, in the NFL, a lot of people are doing one-handed catches now. So in the game, you can trigger one-handed catches a lot easier, but you can't just do it every play because there's going to be certain scenarios where if the ball's coming right at you, a bullet pass, you're not going to want to try a one-handed catch because that's obviously not going to work. But if it's kind of a lob pass, back shoulder fade, you can obviously, animate and get these one-handed catches, which is pretty sick. I'm not going to lie, they were showing a bunch of one-handed catches in the trailer, so that is really good news. A bunch of people are also asking, does it have to do with stats? I'm sure it does, right? If you have good spectacular catch or good catching stats, you should be able to trigger them a lot more easier and also have a lot better of a chance of actually catching the one-handed catch. Because another thing is, yes, you can trigger the one-handed catch, but that doesn't mean you're gonna catch the ball. It's a very low chance that you do end up catching it, so it makes it really cool when you do end up catching the ball. And then we have ball carrier revamp, which is kind of what I already went over earlier when it comes to, ball carrier balance system. But this has to do more with skill move controls, skill move combos, and new hezzy setup and fake out logic, which you guys will see in the background of the trailer. And oh my god, the hezzies into the juke move is just disgusting. I know later on in the trailer they have Bijan doing the low hezzy and then the freaking juke. That is so damn sick, bro. They don't even really have that in the new college football game. I mean, in my opinion, I think the skill moves and the hezzies are a lot better in Madden than college football, from what it seems. And I've been playing college football for the past week. That's why I really haven't uploaded on this channel. But it seems like the hezzies into the fake outs and then the jukes, the spins, the hurdles, stiff arms, trucking, all the skill moves just look really nasty. And definitely Madden 25 is going to be a running year for sure. College football game's also a running game, so it's going to be a lot easier to run the ball in this game compared to other previous Maddens besides Madden 20, because that game was strictly running the ball, and that was really only the way you could move it down the field. But another thing we have is signature authenticity. However the hell you say that, I don't know how to say it, but there you guys go. We got signature run styles. For example, I mean, Isaiah Pacheco, right? He has one of the craziest running styles in real life. So that's same running style for him. It's going to be in the game. And that's not just with Isaiah Pacheco. Every other running back or maybe quarterback that has a specific running style, maybe wide receiver, that's all going to be in the game. As long as they're a big name player, it's going to be in the game. Then we have signature pre-snap behavior and line of scrimmage authenticity. And you guys are pretty straightforward. You guys probably already know what this means. So, for example, Dak Prescott, the here we go that he says on every single freaking play, that's going to be in the game. Also, line of scrimmage authenticity, however you say that name, that is kind of has to do with how the QBs line up to the line of scrimmage, how they walk up to the line of scrimmage. For example, Lamar always has the towel in the back. He's always holding that. So every quarterback that's a starter pretty much that has a specific thing that they do before they snap the ball, or maybe a specific catchphrase that they say before they line up to snap the ball, that should be into the game according to EA. So that's nice. Then we have playbook updates. They did only highlight two different plays, the Dolphins plays that they used last year and the Chiefs play that they used in the Super Bowl. So that's cool. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more plays than just the two plays that they mentioned, but those are the two big plays that people wanted to see, and now it's in the new game. Then we have the defensive switch stick. This is a very nice feature that I'm glad they added into the Madden game, because they previously just added it into the college football game. And it's a pretty good skill gap. If you can learn how to use the switch stick correctly, you're going to be a lot better on defense than other players. Basically, what it means is you can be covering, let's say, a safety, and he throws it to the other side of the field. You can use the switch stick to break on the ball and get a good animation and just intercept the ball. And that's really smart, because in college football game they added it. So obviously it was going to be added into Madden game, and they finally added it, which is nice. And again, it's a really big skill gap. So if you're not good at the switch stick, or you're playing someone that is really good at using the switch stick on defense, it's going to be a lot harder to be able to pass the ball in between those gaps, those seams. It's going to be difficult if they know what they're doing. Then the last thing that I wanted to go over in this video is the new kickoff rules. So if you guys have really any knowledge when it comes to NFL, you guys would know that the NFL just a couple months ago kind of changed the kickoff rules, which in my opinion, I don't like the new kickoff rules, but unfortunately, that's just what it is now in Madden and in real life. So since they obviously changed that in real life, Madden took it upon themselves to put it in the game, which you should have done, and I'm glad they did do that, because it's very realistic now. But yeah, I don't really like the new kickoff rules, right? Don't like it, but it's in the new Madden game. So if you guys want to go ahead, try that out. Obviously, that's going to be cool. Another thing that they showed in the trailers is being able to lateral the ball effectively on kickoffs. That's something that you really haven't been able to do in these past Madden games, being able to, catch the ball on the kickoff and kind of lateral it to the other offensive player. It's sick, very sick stuff. I mean, I don't know how to trigger the laterals effectively with the player coming behind you and then you pitching it to them and then them taking off. That's pretty sick. I'm glad they've added that on the kickoff rules. Now my question is, on regular gameplay, let's say you're just running the ball and you ladder it to someone else, is that going to be, very accurate lateral, or is it just going to be crappy like the other Madden games? I'm not for sure on that. Also, on the first trailer that they released for the Madden 25 game, they had Justin Fields returning kicks. So are they gonna let you do that with other teams, with other quarterbacks, or maybe other out of position players? I'm not for sure. Supposedly the Pittsburgh Steelers might be using Justin Fields on kickoff returns. Supposedly, I mean, I don't know if that's really gonna work out, but I guess go ahead, try that out in the new Madden game. So anyways, hope you guys did enjoy the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you guys already haven't. And from now on until new Madden game comes out, every single video on this channel most likely is just going to be Madden 25 news related content. So whenever Madden decides to release more news about the new Madden 25 game, I'm going to be going over that. And that's going to be pretty interesting to see how Ultra Team's going to look, how Franchise Mode's going to look. We already kind of know a little bit about Franchise Mode with the new drafts, so that's cool. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll see you guys then. Bye.